My girlfriend insisted we take a relationship break, but still live together. What happened next? I said, okay, but we need a roommate agreement. She laughed and signed it. She stopped laughing when she got the bill. Jessica and I had been dating for 4 years, living in our downtown apartment for the last 2. I covered 70% of our expenses because my engineering job paid substantially more than her event planning role. Things were good until Ryan joined her company 6 months ago. Suddenly, she was working late, going to weekend workshops, and constantly texting about work emergencies. Last month, she sat me down with that serious look. Mark, I need to talk to you about something important. My stomach dropped. I think we need a break from our relationship. Not a breakup, she clarified quickly. Just some space to figure things out. We can still live together. It makes financial sense, and we're both adults. I stared at her, processing what she was really saying. She wanted to explore things with Ryan while keeping me as her safety net. If we're taking a break, I replied calmly, then we're roommates, not partners. We need a formal agreement. Jessica rolled her eyes. You're being dramatic, but whatever helps you sleep at night. The next day, I presented her with a detailed roommate agreement. Equal split on rent and utilities, separate groceries, cleaning schedules, and most importantly, a clause about overnight guests, limited to twice weekly. She barely glanced at it before signing. This is so unnecessary, she muttered. I moved into the spare bedroom that weekend. 2 weeks passed with Jessica coming home later and later. Then came the end of the month. I slid an envelope under her door containing her share of the bills, 50% of everything. 20 minutes later, she burst into the living room waving the paper. $3,400? This has to be a mistake. I didn't look up from my laptop. Rent, utilities, internet, streaming services, and your half of last week's plumbing repair. Her face flushed. But I've never paid more than $800 before. I finally met her eyes. That's because I was covering 70% as your boyfriend. Check the agreement you signed. Equal split of all expenses. She stormed out, slamming the door. The next day, Ryan appeared at our apartment. Jess says you're being unfair about money. I handed him a copy of the agreement with her signature. She's an adult who signed a contract. Unless you're offering to cover her portion, he backed away quickly. 3 days later, Jessica approached me looking defeated. I can't afford this place on my own, and Ryan says his roommate situation is complicated. I nodded, unsurprised. The agreement includes a 30-day notice clause if you want to move out. She sat beside me, tears forming. I made a mistake. Can we talk about us? I closed my laptop. We can talk, but not about resuming our relationship. I deserve someone who values me as more than a financial convenience. She moved out 2 weeks later. Sometimes setting clear boundaries costs you a relationship, but it saves you from being someone's backup plan. The agreement didn't just protect my finances, it protected my self-respect. In the aftermath of our decision, I spent long hours reflecting on the nature of compromise and the burdens of emotional debt. The silence in our once lively apartment grew heavy, each creak of the floorboards echoing memories of laughter and shared dreams. With every passing day, I wrestled with the realization that love sometimes transforms into responsibility rather than affection, teaching me the invaluable price of self-respect and financial independence. Love endures. I stand unbowed.